German beer purity laws meant that there were only allowed to be 4 ingredients in beer: water, malt, hops, and something else. Yeast. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Warlow with the Countdown Realty team at Keller Williams, and today I get to talk about one of my favorite things: beer. Reinheitsgebot, craft beer to be specific. San Antonio now has over 27 craft breweries, and it's only getting better. In the early days of San Antonio, 1/3 of the population was made up of German immigrants. And one thing we know about Germans and Germany is that they love beer. We are in San Antonio's Southtown. Southtown is home to a collection of great breweries, but originally started with Lone Star Brewery and the Pearl Brewery down here. Today we're going to look at Kuenstler Brewing and Dos Sirenos and give you guys a taste of what Southtown has to offer in terms of beer. All right, we are outside of Kuenstler right now. Opened in 2017 by Vera and Brent Deckard. Vera is a German native and Brent is from California. In early 2013, Vera got into brewing, picking up a home brewing book that she had heard about on a podcast. She showed Brent the brewing book, but he was a pilot in Afghanistan. So while he was gone, she started getting to work on brewing beer. When he came home from Afghanistan, he found his house completely filled to the brim with home-brewed beer. And they decided that either they were going to have to get a bigger house or they were gonna have to open a commercial space. We're really excited to try some German-style beers, as well as their American craft and even some sours that they have on tap. Let's go check it out. Thanks, man. You know what's really good here? The shrimp roll. Kind of like a lobster roll, but it's on a buttery pretzel bun with shrimp. So I love IPAs, I love sours, I love whatever, but I'd like to try like one of the more traditional beers, the more traditional German style. And then, you know, last time I was here, you had this like blackberry sour that was mind-blowing. Yeah. So addicting.
Out of that one, but yeah,
no.
Right now, tree beard, it's our traditional West Coast style. It's, you know, if you're really into the, you know, beers with a little bit more bitterness, a little bit more of that grapefruit, citrus, that's going to be kind of our newer beer that we just kind of released.
Cool.
Second one that I really like, and I feel like we've been kind of moving really well, is our Rosemary honey oats. So basically it's a pale ale with rosemary, honey, and oats. So the rosemary is there because you're going to get out of a pale ale, you're going to have a little bit of dankiness from the hops.
Yeah.
So the rosemary kind of plays on that. The honey kind of gives it that sweetness, and the oats gives it that mouthfeel. It's not very thick or anything like that, but it is just like a solid pale ale. It's
awesome.
Real refreshing. Guava Goddess is our goza. So Guava Goza, not super sour, not super sweet either, but you got a nice little tartness. It's really good right now.
It's probably a good like hot beer, hot weather beer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one is the one that probably we don't really have staples, but Cashmere is probably going to be our staple.
Is that a hef?
It's our Hefeweizen,
Okay.
but we do it we do a traditional style hef with a non-so-traditional hopping. We do use Cashmere hops. So when you drink a traditional Hefeweizen, a lot of times you're going to get strong notes of clove and banana. Ours, you're going to get a lot stronger guava notes. It's
Cool.
a little bit fruitier than most. But it's also, you're still getting that true Hefeweizen mouthfeel, that true Hefeweizen kind of aftertaste.
Yeah.
But with a little bit of that sweetness from the guava.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, let me get this for you.
That looks awesome.
I wouldn't say California, but it's going to be a little bit.
Cool. Let's get that done. Okay, so right off the bat, the nose on the hef is very different. So you do still get a tiny bit of banana, but it is way more fruit forward. It's almost smells like it's going to be a sour, but it's not. Smooth, drinkable, very crushable on a hot day. Probably one of the few hefs that is close to like Live Oak hef, which is a classic out of Austin. Okay, so right off the bat, the nose on the hef is very different. So you do still get a tiny bit of banana, but it is way more fruit forward. It's almost smells like it's going to be a sour, but it's not. Smooth, drinkable, very crushable on a hot day. Probably one of the few hefts that is close to like live oak hef, which is a classic out of Austin. To me, a Hefeweizen is like the baseline for whether or not a brewery knows what they're doing or not, because as easy as it seems, it's not as easy to pull off those like delicate notes without getting a lot of like wrong flavors, off flavors in there. Okay, we're moving on to the guava. And I'll be honest, as a fruit, guava is one of my least favorite. I think for me it's like papaya and then guava, but we'll see how it plays into a beer. Goza, great style. So the story behind Goza, theoretically, is that it was a lost recipe that somebody found like years later, typically very limey, very sour, and they kind of started coming back into popularity about 6-7 years ago. Real Ale put one out, Westbrook put out a Goza, and after Westbrook put out the Goza, it was like all hands on deck. Everybody wanted one. I would say like typically they're salty and limey, but not in the traditional like Mexican lager style. So we'll see what happens here. I really like that fruit. It almost tastes like a Starburst, but a little bit salty. So again, very crushable on a summer day. And I believe you can get this one in cans. You can pretty much get anything that they have here in cans. And they're great to take home. They've got great art that like flows along with their brand. And I think they do a great job of making everything that they have here accessible. I feel like it's gonna taste like a delicious loaf of bread, but we'll see. Ooh, it actually smells like rosemary sourdough. It's really strange. Growing up, rosemary is literally everywhere. Like, we planted one plant that big, and by the end of a year, it was, you know, huge, and you could use it on every dish. So for me, this has a very like traditional flavor, but it's not traditional for beer. So it's something that's really known and familiar, but never experienced it in a beer before. So I think what they're doing here is really unique, and I think they're pulling it off. So on a West Coast traditional IPA, sometimes it's the first craft beer that people have. It's just that style that's been around for like 30 years, where it's very hop forward, very malty, like darker color, and then typically you use what's called the 3 C's, so Cascade, Centennial, or Columbus. And this one has Cascade and Centennial hops in it. Yeah, very, very good. I'm like halfway through my flight and I'm already feeling great. So maybe we could see if we check out the brewery. We're inside the hull of the ship where all the magic happens. Beer is only 4 ingredients, except here at Kuenstler, where it's sometimes has guava and rosemary and all kinds of shit in it.
Our system is only a 7-barrel. We have to brew twice to fill it up, basically. Yeah, do a double
batch.
Yeah.
Are these 7 barrels?
Those are 7, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one on the end there is a 6, so we'll even shorten it up and do a small 6-barrel batch.
Did you name each of your fermenters?
They're actually all named after dead pets, family dead pets.
Aww.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. You guys are doing great work. I think the whole menu is really solid.
Oh,
so.
we appreciate it. Yeah, we've been working hard on it for a few years now. So
yeah. All right, thanks for checking out Kuenstler Brewing with us. We had an awesome time here, meeting the bartender, meeting the brewer, and trying some beers. So we'll see you over at Dos Sirenos. Hey, get out of here. 3:30 on a Thursday, and we're at our second location, Dos Sirenos, to have some more beer. Brewers Mike and Jacob opened this place in 2019 and have been operating ever since with a 20-tap system. These guys are putting out hit after hit, and I love this spot. We also probably need to get some food before we get too drunk. So, these are the sacrifices I make for my subscribers. Let's go try some more beer. We're here with Carrie outside of Dos Sirenos, one of the owners here, and just wanted to get a little background on the building and like how you guys came about the idea behind the brewery. Dos Sirenos is a cool name, and you got a lot of I guess, aquatic
Yes,
things going on.
yes.
I'm curious how you started and how things are going.
Well, Dos Sirenos came from Sereno, which is our last name.
Perfect. Okay.
So that just kind of fell into place there.
Yeah.
You know, masculine form, Sereno, hence the mermen.
Mermen. Okay,
Yes.
that's what they're called.
Yes,
Of course.
the mermen. Yes, and they're mythological. So all our beers follow the trail of the mythological theme.
It all makes sense now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So I just happened to marry a guy with a cool last name.
Lucky you. Well, so you guys opened up in 2019.
Yes.
How did you get
40s
into
of
craft?
2019 and 2020.
Awesome. How did you get into craft beer?
Well, my husband was brewing beer 20 some odd years ago, and it just kind of grew. And as our son would hang out with him, but as he grew and also started drinking the beer, the batches got bigger and bigger. And so we were up to a 1-barrel system at our house. So
Oh, wow.
like, yeah, we might ought to move along, you know, do something bigger. And, you know, we'd go to some festivals and breweries, and, you know, it's like, okay, our beer's just as good or better than these. So
Yeah.
why not? Why not? Let's make a retirement plan.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any events going on or anything that you do on a regular basis people should know about?
Well, on a regular basis, we do music on Friday and Saturday nights, and we have trivia on Wednesday nights. We're getting ready to do Oktoberfest. We'll have 2 weekends of Oktoberfest
Exciting.
festivities, special menu, special beers. Our Marzen and Fest beer will be on tap here pretty soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll have our beer club members will have first dibs on that for a few days, if not a week, and then we'll have it for everybody.
Awesome. Last question. Your favorite beer here on tap?
On tap right now, this very minute, would be Loki's Lager.
Loki's Lager. We'll have to try it.
He's a trickster, and it's a tricky version of a lager. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's good.
Hey, thank you so much for talking to us.
Absolutely,
We'll try to.
absolutely. Thanks for
You guys should
coming
definitely
by.
come out and check it out,
Appreciate it.
and we're gonna go try some beer.
Fantastic.
Tex-Mex poutine? Okay, that's what I had last time I was here. So it's like French fries with chorizo, bacon, queso, pepper jack, jalapenos, onions, and chipotle. And it was so good. And I don't know of anywhere in San Antonio that has poutine, like traditional Canadian style poutine. And also I've had it, and I think Tex-Mex poutine's better than Canadian poutine. So suck it, Canada. Thank you, sir. Spicy shit. The bun is like, I've never had a bun like that. I'm pretty certain that the bun is a croissant. So it's like crispy on one side, and then like the top is really flaky, layered, buttery. It's really good, but I've never had it on a burger before. And then this has avocado, jalapeno, tomato, some lettuce, and it's nice and spicy. I fucking dig it. I just dig it. Probably, I shouldn't swear so much in my vlog. Beer. That's what we have here at Dos Sirenos. We've got the Zeus Juice, Juicy IPA. We have Helios Lager. Oh, damn it. Helios Kolsch. Loki's Lager, recommended by Carrie, and the Hera DDH, which I don't know what it is because it's not on the menu. I can't read anything about it. Just going to try it. Maybe I'll figure it out as we go. Start with Zeus Juice. It's good beer. It's a little bit light, a little bit juicy, just like it says, and very drinkable, pretty slammable for an IPA. Not bad. We got the Kolsch. So Kolsch, one of my favorite beers. It is still an ale, but it kind of hits more like a lager. So it's a light beer, very drinkable. I got really into Kolsch's after getting really into like IPAs, double IPAs, everything like that. Decided at some point that it was time to back off the malt and get something more crisp. And the Kolsch is a really nice beer, ferments really quickly, and cleans up nice and clear. That it's very drinkable. Like I said, you could slam some of these at the river pretty easily. And I didn't even notice. Zeus, Helios, Loki, Hera, all Greek gods. Pretty fun if you're into mythology. Last one, or this is the one that Carrie recommended, Loki's Lager. Let's see if she has good taste. Oh, it's actually a little bit maltier, a little bit sweeter for a lager. Not quite as crisp as you would usually get, but I don't mind that at all. The Kolsch is still lighter and more slammable, but the Loki's Lager, I would take with me on the golf course pretty easily. And then lastly, Hera DDH. Again, I don't know what it is. We'll see. I'm gonna guess it's some kind of like higher ABV, malty, like double IPA or even like a double pale. But it's good. It's a little bit funky, has a good malt backbone. If you like more traditional beers that just like heavier malty pale, that's gonna be your go-to. So all good, solid beers. There's 20 of them on tap or something like that. So I don't think I can try them all if I wanna walk out of here, but highly recommend hitting up Dos Cerenos for some good drink. Thank you for checking out these two awesome breweries with us, Kuenstler and Dos Cerenos. We had 8 to 10 awesome beers and some really good food. So come on out for some of their live music, live events, and stay tuned for more content like this about San Antonio's culture, food, architecture, real estate, you name it, we got it. See you soon.